Mama never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there osia dem yopo.
Alaska, I think that what is happening in the NPP, I'm not sure, me a very much surprise. And let me say, this idea of party, yam banding party, na yan two party ngu argument, abasun and say no. Me, I don't often fall for those arguments, Alaska.
Right.
Sometimes it's not about what you wish for; it's about the reality. So, my cousin. Political party NPP, no matter how ufri se be a party nenye no, you cannot say young koto party ntontwene because nipa na wom nipa mu wom Ghana for. So my argument has always been, you don't run away from a problem, you confront it and deal with it. So if you think there are issues within political parties, what it means is that we need to make time and deal with it, because no matter what, people will be there and the chances of those political parties ruling the country are very high. So you must be a coward to just run away from the challenges and say, hey, okay, what has happened?
You are referring to Alan?
No, I'm just saying in a general way, sir. Yes. So because political parties, whether you like it or not, are vehicles that we use to capture political power. Or it could be an individual, it could be anything. Alaska, you see. So the NPP, it doesn't matter what the party has done, whether you like it or not, it remains a vehicle that will forever be used by individuals to capture political power. But problem I mean, you know, yeah, Sabo Foba, Kuya, the president Akuffo Addo, Alaska, or no, and now what just a vehicle now Kufuatina would capture political power now. Sabi all the year, it's the same vehicle, and now what capture, and Sabi. He was decided to use it to do the way or because so we hear Alan press conference now we hear some more kind and as for Nina coming to dent the fact here Akuffo Addo abejo party, which is the vehicle, no, and asabi baby forefathers ni dreaming the kind of vision democracy and move and kebetimi abo party no achidom no watam and all the year the open, and the fact remain when he was an opposition leader, Alaska. Yantiana Kabran Japan declares your friend is saying, what Monchim Krofobin because of Maka Isika Free Party account.
That's right. That's right.
Because even as an opposition leader, Alaska, na party will find a bonafide property. I didn't include for or two general secretary to Sabanchi, he did whole lot of nasty stuff. Ordinary in the Mua, Obedi, or the Benya Power. So and the Wayama party now is so unattractive, so dirty to the stance. Even the founding fathers within the party have come to the realization enough is enough. They cannot deal with the party. And I'm saying, NPP, Nipano Muomno, you cannot just sit here and rubbish everybody and say, Obiasa and Obiatia. If or more plans and commit to me, I rebranded that particular vehicle now. There were people within the contest now. Nasabi or more credibility, I'll bet me, our revival. That particular vehicle, I'm gonna look clean because there are some people who were on a line to this whole establishment. They were on the sidelines. I'm not for to but some of them have certain pedigree. You can have some trust and confidence. Some of the messages, some of them were given out in Alaska. Now who say yes, lies within our future. Sabi o subscribe to me. But you see, money. You monetize the entire political landscape to the sense that we be say unisika utiti se dwanti only memu the other can be a nyansasem. But you see, the problem I have with Alan, the last time I told you, the sense of an innocent man. That is the kind of conundrum Alan finds himself in. The last time I told you, his political career is done. The very moment he resigned from the party. This idea of new movement and as for, I'm not sure, in his widest imagination, he ever thinks that he will ever use this whole thing to become president. It's never going to happen. But Alaska, you see, he failed to stand up at the point and rise to the occasion. Because you see, in summer, he was right there with Akuffo Addo. The injustice within the party, Alaska, do you know how people become leaders? Sometimes they say born leaders and as for no leaders, majority of them emerge. And do you know how they emerge? Whenever there is a terrible situation, and you become a rally point, because that is what Rollins did. Rollins no machimota na so no leader. But when there was a situation, he decided to act something, you know, everybody was gravitating towards him because he stood for something. He decided that he will do something. That is the point I am making leader. So as a leader, if you want to be as a person, if you want to be a leader, wherever there is a challenge, you know, you rise up to the occasion and decent minds will gravitate towards you. So the question is, when those nasty staff were emerging within the NPP, Alan, was he able to stand up to the occasion? Japan Sabanche. Afoko, you were quiet. And you were a beneficiary of this whole enterprise. So what's the man afraid that over time I shall watch the wine. I feel no who said Akuffo Addo is a talent. I feel no from day one. I brought your woman for second of party headquarters and as a form. Was he not aware? And so many instances of injustice are across Alaska. Ghana problem here, you will mean Akuffo Addo de Ghana bedrune signing crew for Abeji Ghana. Nina largely is because of Alan, because even in 2008 contest, you know, Sanko Corson and Corona call, sir, your friends are run off now, and then go be Tina Abianca because I know Alan to be a decent person. I got the kind of excesses Akuffo Addo and call yet. But you see, you sat down and felt everything was okay. He knew right in his heart Akuffo Addo is a leader.
And to attorney right.
That guy is a gang leader. He's a gang leader. That is the way a man he's running this country. He's a gang leader. And Alaska gang leaders they are always, you know, employ arsenal gun. They are always flag for an arsenal cause. Always ready to gun down anybody they see as an impediment. And that's exactly the way this man has been operating, even in a democratic space like Ghana. Look at the way a man he's running the show in this country. Do you feel that we are in a democracy? So, Sanya man or tenants, I want him in one standing. I'm a man for gravitated toward him. Say, this is a leader with a new mindset. This guy, he does not agree to, but because of the benefit, the goodies, enjoying, and as a for you kept quiet, you shut up, and now you are out there spelling what? Who should follow you? Alaska, he's not even a strong person. And I'm telling you, sir, he's a kind of a person, a problem. When you say, oh, young colleague, oh, yes. Because he's not a strong person. Because he's not a strong person. Running away on two occasions. Alaska, leadership remains so. And we see, you reduce politics into a joke. You know, we just see people, especially, and I'm Manyesika, Ghana, how be the president. But Alaska, there are several aspects, facets. You need to sit down, interrogate, and make conclusions. Nipa way. When the last time that was why I told you, say, when I see people sitting on radio saying say Kennedy, sometimes you begin to wonder whether people think with their muzzles or what. Because we've been in this country, we know the excesses and some and then you have journalists sitting on radio and advocating Kennedy Japan to be president. Are we really serious as a people? Alaska, say yet hoping say Nyankopo the miracle will be teaching Ghana Yabuao. The same mindset na yawana yansasa ya adwen na yahunyansa ebewe yabenemu in the next 100 years.
It's not about resetting our mindset.
Exactly. Politics is not about emotions. It is not about say Alaska. It Nema the obeye and whole consequences in Albania. My cultures are countries who around the world and that will be a magic. They made conscious effort to. Or mine be anywhere. Sorry, I know be do be oldry. The last time I walked through the history of China, how are now a dominant force in the early 1950s. All of a sudden, because of Nema and Koye, the central holding as if for any the country are now the richest country in terms of GDP because Abra Simon Kusnet then the GDP they took it to the past to analyze economies and they realized that China's economy then was the largest economy in terms of GDP in the world. But how come China was at some point in time trailing with the poorest countries in Africa? Because not all poorest countries in Africa, not China was one of them. But 50 years after, they have sat down and they have reinvented themselves, and now they are one of the powerful forces in the global affairs, economy, military, everywhere. It means they work for it. It wasn't about emotions. Na your mom pay na nyame ba ba chichere mai nyame chichere mai go copy Israel for Brahma Bransana or Mukonya sa tiny land and that's so. Alaska, God doesn't come in when it comes to some of these things. It is about we the people, our mindset, leadership, and a serious business. You can't just be quit power to a joker. So what did to me joker? And one case of future now they say what? Now you suffer for it. That is why this emotions and a whole lot of things coming into this whole thing. No? I tell people, say, yes, politics is a serious business, but sit down, analyze various candidates. No matter what, Ghana is going to have a president 2024.
That's right.
So you look at the candidate. Your friends say even someone who is any problem warning you be a evil crowd. There must be a lesser evil. What I say? Because someone to one political activity one partake. Na say a man for kofa. The amoka kofa ba no ba be do so. So you sit down and analyze in some near nipa no digu almost buy no track record na say for out of that you make informed decisions. But this emotional trick na say for no man away Alaska, I think say enough of these things.
Right.
We really need to sit down and think well as people. Say o man we betimi agina ya aya nkasa na ye betimi aye the kind of design na say for beto. But the ya hu parliament aya institution and who they are working for. Some Bibia see one time, and then all salient issues of national interest in Alaska, and there is no avenue to discuss it. And about 10 as a forum, and institutions of state as a more far that kind of way for a man for. And then look at the court. The men say me at the court. You say Chief Justice today, data send the bottom the court. People don't even respect the court anymore. And what GFA in the elections see injunctions about bad threat. They disregarded it, went ahead. And elections to the sense that electoral commission question on because several injunction police phone here but mo cause a macho mind and then I say for go nobody give a damn about anything. Right. So Alaska, our democratic fortunes in air dissipating. We need to rise as a people. Under Akuffo Addo, everything seems to be going sideways. Niamo biya say and until no pay na me can say Alaska. So when righteous men or decent men shut it up in the face of evil, the forces of distraction will gather momentum and they will click to their destructive best. First, I say silence is golden. Silence ain't no golden. Silence. Some silence can be more destructive than war. So in the face of evil, no, we will remain silent. War and we need to tread cautiously.
Mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Now so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.